Thank you, Chairman.
在习近平执政后，过去就存在的许多非法的政府行为被更广泛的使用，并且逐渐成为常态。我只提出其中的一项，就是以监视居住名义进行的非法拘禁。
After Xi Jinping took over power, much illegal government behavior that existed in the past is even more widely used now and is becoming a norm. I'm only going to talk about one example, that is the illegal detention in the name of residential surveillance.
1994年初，在我与史密斯众议员、约翰·克里参议员见面之后，特别是在与当时的国务卿克里斯多夫会见之前，中国警方对我进行了非法拘禁，长达18个月。
In early 1994, after I met with Representative Chris Smith and then Senator John Kerry, and before my meeting with then Secretary of State Warren Christopher, the Chinese police illegally detained me for as long as 18 months.
由于时间的原因，我就不再用中文继续了，由我的朋友用英文帮我说完。
I'll continue to read the. According to China's criminal procedure law, subpoenas can't exceed 3 times in a row. After I was detained for 3 days, I asked them either come up with a legitimate arrest certificate or release me. They said the procuratorate would not give them the arrest warrant, while their superior ordered them not to release me, so they would use residential surveillance, which does not need the approval of the procuratorate. Further, they did not have to notify the family in accordance with the law, with no time limit. I said, this is illegal detention. They replied, the highest authorities in the government had approved this conduct, and they were just executing it with no responsibilities. As far as I was not detained in the prisons and detention centers, that would be counted as residential surveillance. 19 months later, when they put me on trial, I requested them to count 18 months of the residential surveillance as part of my sentences. However, the court answered explicitly that because there was no legal basis for this time period, the 18 months cannot be credited into my sentence. According to the clear statement in China's criminal procedure law, that would be called illegal detention. Yet that illegal detention was a detention that was approved by the highest authorities in the Chinese government. This kind of illegal detention is now being widely used as jurisprudence in China. It is not only being used against political dissidents, but also widely used any Chinese citizens which the officials are dissatisfied with. Any level of the government can take advantage of this form of detention to illegally hold citizens they dislike and then implement torture for the deposition they want. This residential surveillance forms the legal basis for Xi Jinping to maintain the one-party dictatorship and then carry out his personal dictatorship. On the basis of this illegal residential surveillance, the Chinese Communist Party launched the so-called double-designated system. The purpose is to force illegal detention of certain Communist Party members with restricted personal freedom by the Central Commission of the Discipline Inspection of the Chinese Communist Party. What this illegal detention covers includes the top leadership of the Chinese government and the Communist Party, then the Politburo Standing Committee, which only has 7 members. That is to say, except for Xi Jinping, all people have the possibility to be illegally detained, including American citizens in China. This is a downright personal dictatorship. I suggest that when President Obama meets with Chairman Xi Jinping, he should make restoring the rule of law, abiding by the law, abolishing all forms of illegal detention and torture one of the main themes of their negotiations, rather than perfunctory generalities of human rights. when Xi Jinping visits the U.S. Congress, lawmakers should also apply pressure to Xi Jinping on these issues in order to promote human rights in China, as well as to protect hundreds of thousands of U.S. citizens in China and their rights and their interests. Thank you.